break, we saw what Danny had really spent the money on. Let's see how Jordan felt about this, and if he was willing to forgive his friend Danny. As I understand it, he agreed to pay you roughly in instalments, £100 every 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's correct.
Just never got paid, correct? Over what period did you expect him to pay that money back? When did you expect him to start?
Just after May.
Just after May, and you lent him, as I understand it, the money in May.
Yeah.
So it was, you would have given him a few weeks, but certainly it was understood.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's important because of how I have to legally construe your reply.
Okay.
At some point you ended up in prison. When was that?
The 30th of June.
Right, so about a month after you borrowed the money. You weren't aware of that, were you?
No.
As far as you were concerned, he disappeared.
Yeah.
When did you hear that he had been imprisoned?
It was on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Or somebody else had put it on? I presume you weren't sitting in prison.
No. Well, you never know.
You see, the jokes that you make could be construed as rudeness, and I'm not going to.
No, I ain't.
It's just your sense of humour, is it?
Yeah. We ain't all alike, are we?
What was your sentence, Danny?
8 weeks.
Of which you served 4?
Yeah.
Who were you in prison with, Danny?
Murderers, rapists, paedophiles.
That's one of the things about prison.
Yeah. That's the bad part about it.
How scary was it?
When you're in there with someone who's done their second life sentence, it ain't like I'm talking to you and we're gonna have a fight and that's it, it's done.
I understand. These people used to be my clients.
The geezer is gonna, he won't think twice about murdering you. What's he got to lose? You know, your life is nothing to him. He's already took 2 others, and it's things like that that make you realise.
So you had a moment during your time in prison
To think.
to think.
Yeah, of course.
Now, when you came out of prison,
Yeah.
I presume you immediately got in touch with Jordan and said, Jordan, I'm so sorry, I owe this money. I've been in prison, I've been a terrible friend.
No, because my intention wasn't to pay it at first.
Change your mind when you brought you to court. You got out of prison how long ago?
Less than 3 weeks.
You told me your last drug was a week ago.
Yeah.
It's still a drug.
I know where you're coming from, but compared to what I've been smoking and what I smoke now is nothing compared to, you know, you walk in my shoes and see what I've seen, and then come and tell me you don't want to smoke a spliff at a night to make me feel normal, like every single one of these people here.
I understand. Let me tell you.
You know.
I used to deal with these sorts of cases.
Yeah.
But I know a little bit about this.
Yeah.
And I've seen tons of young men in your situation.
Yeah.
Cannabis use, particularly at the level skunk and that sort of thing, can cause all sorts of psychiatric issues.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't help.
Yeah, of course. It makes me feel normal in society, though. The coke is nothing. The weed is what makes me feel like every single one of you people in this room today.
Here's the thing, though.
I can't help that.
Here's the thing.
I've been smoking it for 10 years.
Let me tell you. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to cure that today.
No, I know, yeah.
And neither are you today.
Yeah. I need the right support, innit?
I agree with that. One thing you're right about is people who aren't in your shoes may not understand how difficult that is.
Yeah.
And those of us who have been and had professional experience know to an extent how hard that is.
Yeah. But you have that addiction, and you see the things and then you fight that addiction because you want to get out of that addiction, but you can't get out of that addiction.
One thing you're going to have to commit to me today is at least an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Judge Rinder, I know that I have to get off it.
I do know that.
That's a friend.
Yeah.
What's that do to you? What you lost?
Yeah, I know. I realise that today.
You've had, and I see that, no one in your life to care about you. Somebody took their savings and went into their pocket without asking questions. And gave it to you.
Shows how much he cared, didn't it? Yeah, it does.
What does that do to you to know that you've let him down?
Well, because I'm not on drugs and that today, I know, and I feel all that emotion, and I feel all that sense of, you know, disgust in myself.
I'm going to get there now. The reality is that despite having left school when you're 16 and worked every day, am I right that you've got into some financial difficulty yourself now?
Yeah, that's correct.
You lost your job?
Yeah.
You're still looking for work?
Yes.
And you'll find it?
Yeah.
But this money was very significant.
Yeah.
You've heard what he's had to say today. Have you got anything you'd like to add?
I can't understand why he's gone and done something across me when we was really good mates.
Do you feel betrayed?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll put it this way, because it's what he says, although in a man way. You loved him.
Yeah. As a brother, yeah.
You love him. Not easy to say.
Nah. My friends and my family, innit, because they're the only people that I've got, really. So, you know, the more I push them away, it's harder for me, innit? And in the end, I'm going to be left with nothing and no one, and it's going to be my own fault, and it's going to be too late if I don't get the help that I need.
You need to be part of that help.
Yeah,
And that change starts today.
I want to help myself. That's the difference to a lot of the people.
Jordan, Danny, this is a very sad case. I have to tell you, Jordan, that this could have been incredibly difficult for you. You loaned Danny £1,200, which took you a long time to save.
Yes.
When you lent him that money, you had, in my judgment, no reasonable belief that he could pay you that money back. And had Danny come to court today and denied that he took that money, as he could have done, I would have dismissed your case. You got absolutely nothing in writing, which was thoroughly unhelpful. Because Danny today has come to court to make an admission that he did borrow the money, and more importantly, in the course of the case, I construe that he's withdrawn his defence that he hasn't had time to pay the money back, that you did have a reasonable agreement that he would pay it back after the first month. I am able, very narrowly and with great care, to rule in your favour. So I am prepared to award you £1,200, and this court does award you the £1,200. That's money. It's nothing. Stands and means nothing in the context of this relationship. If you're serious about your recovery, you need to understand that nearly all of it's going to come from you.
Yeah, I understand that.
You've accepted today that you lied, that you cheated, that you stole, and you stole from somebody that you loved and you let down. Jordan, you need to be careful in the future.
Yes.
But I'll tell you this, he's not going to do it without the help of his friends. This court does award you £1,200. I'm hoping, I can't force you to do this, but bearing in mind the quality and the nature of this friendship, this relationship, it's up to you. Would you be prepared to shake hands in court today?
Yeah, but nothing more than
That's fine. It's a start.
Thank you.
It's a start. Something you'd like to say?
That I am sorry for, for what I put him through. And I do. I feel the same pain that he's feeling.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, I do. Probably on that
You'll
same.
feel full pain, let me tell you, when you stop taking those drugs. The order of this court is to you for £1,200. And young man, I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you, Judge.
You are an example. Follow it. That's the order of this court.
Thanks, Judge.
Be prepared for our next case. Now, if you're a lover of beans, this is definitely a case for you. Next up, we've got Craig and Debbie, who came to court to claim £500 for copyright infringement after the lyrics to their song were uploaded to the internet without their permission. Defendant, Captain Beanie, says the song was intended as a joke, and he'd removed the video and didn't make a profit from this, so he said he owed nothing. Your name, sir, is Captain Beanie, am I right?
Correct, Judge Rinder, yes.
Now, just to be clear, you weren't born Captain Beanie.
No.
No, you changed your name by deed poll to Captain Beanie. Just to be clear, I'm right to say, I see you've got a tattoo on your head.
Yes.
For the avoidance of doubt, that is a tattoo of baked beans, am I right?
Correct, yes.
I see. Would you mind turning around so I could have a look at it? Well, I suppose it looks more to me like paisley, but there you are. But in your case, you did it for charity, am I right?
I did indeed, yes.
Now, it's important for the case, which I'll come on to in a moment. You do a lot of things with baked beans for charity.
Indeed, I
You've done a good deal of that over the years. You tell me the top 3 things you've done for charity with baked beans.
I spent a considerable amount of hours in a bath of beans for 100 hours. And
How much did you raise for charity?
we raised about £1,500 for a minibus appeal. And
What's that in your hand?
Well, I thought I'd have breakfast in bed, as you can see.
Oh, right, so you've got the beans, someone provided you the toast?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What was the second?
I pushed a tin of baked beans for a mile with my nose, on my hands and knees.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Well,
Lastly, I think most recently, you've also done something else with a baked bean, haven't you? Raised money?
The consequences, as you can see on my head, we managed to raise £3,600 with having people to sponsor a bean and have the initials endorsed on them.
So each bean has a person's initials endorsed on your head?
That's right, yeah.
Now, this is a very interesting case. Craig and Debbie, as I understand it, you work in entertainment and have done for many years. And amongst other things, you are very serious songwriters.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you about that in a moment. And you've written a song which you say that you invented between the two of you because you're a songwriting partnership. And what's more, you say you have copyright over that song.
This is correct.
You say, knowing that you had the copyright to that song, Captain Beanie took the song that you made, that you produced and spent some money producing, and stole it and changed the words. And what's more, he attempted to distribute it. And you want money for damages and also the cost of the original production of the song, correct?
Correct, yes.
What exactly do you do, the two of you?
We're singer-songwriters. We work in the music industry. I do music production at the side of that.
Now, there came a time when you actually did write a song, and the song that's the subject of this dispute is, what's it called? I
Have Dreams.
When was this produced?
This was produced just last year.
Last year. Okay, let's have a listen. That's it. That's very sort of what somebody might call, I'm reliably informed by my clerk, as Euro pop type thing.
Yeah,
is
yes.
that,
You could say that,
is that
yes.
about right? Sort of quite Eurovision.
Yeah.
How much did the studio time and all the cost of it add up to?
Because we work in our own studio, we don't work with outside studios, it would cost a hell of a lot more, but...
You say in your claim, which is the only amount I can assess, that it's £500 roughly.
Yes, that's what we narrowed it down to.
Coming next. Captain Beanie, I want to give you a full opportunity to respond to anything Craig and Debbie have said that you feel hasn't been dealt with in the course of this case.
I deleted my YouTube version straight away.
Too late by then. You'd already done it.
This program is sponsored by Patient Claimline, medical negligence specialists.